Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Learn with Nick, and today we are here to start another interesting chapter of CBSE class 9th, which is the polynomial. So my name is Nikhil and I am your maths teacher. So without wasting any more time, let's just get started. Polynomials. So before giving you any introduction about the topic polynomials, आई एम श्योर तुम सभी को क्लास 8 में जो हमने algebraic expressions पढ़ा था वो याद होगा. What we learned there was an algebraic expression is formed with the help of variables and constants. And if I take a typical example of algebraic expression, it was like 3x square plus 4x plus 7. So here these three were called the terms. Okay, now why I am telling you this is, if I consider another algebraic expression, let us say 3 upon x plus 5x square. So this also satisfies the criteria for our algebraic expression because it contains what we call as variables, what we call as constants. So this is also an algebraic expression. Let me write another one. 5x square plus 7y square. So this is also an algebraic expression containing two terms. So what I am going to tell you now, and listen to this very carefully, certain types of algebraic expressions which follow a particular guidelines, they are called as polynomials, and that particular guideline is that the power of variable must be a whole number. Okay, if I give you a very quick example, consider an algebraic expression 5x to the power 7 plus 3y cube plus 8. Now what are the variables here? It has two variables, x and y, and tell me the power. X is raised to the power 7 and 7 is what? 7 is a whole number. Yeah, I think you all agree with that. Also 3 is also a whole number. So this particular expression is called a polynomial. So I think you have got just basic idea what a polynomial is. So very often when I teach this chapter, students always ask me, sir, what is the utility of this? Why are we studying this polynomial and all? First we learned algebra, then now we are studying polynomial. So it's not very much difficult to understand, but let me give you a different perspective. What do you think might be the use of these equations? Okay, apart from solving your word problems given in the book, do you ever seen a roller coaster? Yeah, I'm sure many of you would have taken a joyful ride in that. So what initially a roller coaster does is follows a certain path. If I draw a rough diagram, it is like it starts from the very heighted and then it goes and then it twirls and spirals and all. So what do you think? Do they make these turns and curves just randomly? No, a high amount of calculation is done in calculating these curves, and in fact these curves follow a particular trajectory which is given by their equation. Okay, and that equation is the mathematical equation or is the polynomial equation. And apart from this is just a fun practical example. Polynomial is used widely everywhere, be it the field of e-commerce, be it the field of management consulting, regression analysis. So I'm not going to get into that, but you get the idea. So I think by now you must have understood the utility of this chapter. So let me list down what subtopic are we going to cover in this chapter. We will learn about polynomials in 1 variable. Next we are going to learn about degree of polynomial, and then we will learn 0 of after that we'll learn very important theorems, which are, first one is remainder theorem, and the next one is factor theorem, and then we'll move on to factorization of polynomials, and last but not the least, algebraic identities. So this will be our entire course topic wise curriculum. So today in this session we will be dealing with polynomials in one variable and the degree of polynomial. So I'm going to erase this section now. I know many of you must have figured out the sense by the heading itself. Polynomials in one variable. So it is essentially a polynomial expression, but it is in one variable. So if I write 4x square plus 3xy plus y square, and I write 4x cube plus 7x plus 8. Out of these two expressions, which of the following expression is a polynomial in variable? So you just start analyzing each term. Here we have a one variable x, here we have another variable y. So this is not a one variable, and we check here we get only single variable in all of the terms. So this is a polynomial in one variable. But before that you must also apply a basic check, which is that power of variable, power, or you can say exponent of variable must be whole number. So if I write 4 upon x plus x square, no doubt it is an algebraic expression in a one variable, but it is not a polynomial equation, and I'll tell you why. Because if you write this, take this x in the numerator side, you will get 4x to the power minus 1 plus x square, and there you get your negative exponent, and negative numbers are not whole numbers. Therefore this is not a polynomial in one variable. So just one last question, I want all of you guys to answer it. Root t plus t square, is this a polynomial expression? So what will you do? You will first check that if all the exponents of the variables are in whole number or not. So here we have an variable t, and what is its exponent? Its exponent is 1 by 2, and 1 by 2 is not a whole number, so this is not a polynomial. One more last, t square plus root 2. What about this? Again, what we will check? We will check the variable and its exponent. Variable is t and its exponent is 2, which is a whole number. Therefore this is a polynomial. Don't get confused by this root 2 written here, since it does not has any variable component attached to it. So we are fine here, no need to worry. So I guess you are quite comfortable with which expressions are polynomial in one variable and which are not. So we'll move on to another topic, which is degree of a polynomial. Now before going to the degree, I want you to, I'm giving you two expressions and you have to analyze it. 2x square plus 3 and 5x to the power 8 plus 4. Now in these two expressions, what difference do you see? See, first of all, these both are the polynomial, okay? Both are polynomial and both are in one variable. So what is differentiating these two expressions? Some students will say that, sir, here x is raised to the power 2 and x is raised to the power 8. Yeah, and this is the basis of degree of a polynomial. So what essentially a degree is, I am giving you the mathematical formal definition, and after that we'll proceed on to the questions. Highest power of the variable in a polynomial is called degree of that polynomial. So just read this sentence. What it is saying, highest power of the variable in a polynomial. So what if we have more than two terms who have variable in it? Let's say 3x cube plus 4x to the power 4 plus 7x plus 8. Then what is the degree of this polynomial? Again read the definition, highest power of the variable. So here the variable is x. You just start checking where is the highest power. Here we have power 3, here we have power 4, here we have power 1. So what is the highest power? Highest power is 4. Therefore degree is 4. All clear? So let's take couple of more examples. T to the power 5 plus 3 t to the power 2 plus 8. I am going to write down a couple of questions. After that we will discuss it. T square plus 4t cube plus 8t, x square plus 19x to the power 17 plus 1 by 3, x square plus root x plus 5, and the last one is y cube minus 2y square minus 1. Okay, so let's just start. What we have to see to find degree of a polynomial, we have to see the highest power of the variable. First of all, check the variable. It is t, and what is its highest power? 5. Therefore its degree is 5. Now here highest power is obviously 3, so the degree is 3. Okay, I'm writing in bold letters here. So here the variable is x and the degree is 17. What about here? If you have answered this as 2, then you are probably wrong. Why I am saying so? Because this expression is not a polynomial. This is not a polynomial. Why? Because here you can see x and it is raised to the power of half. So for a polynomial we have to check that every variable must have power as a whole number. So this is not a polynomial, so डिग्री का तो सवाल ही नहीं उठता यहाँ पे. What about this? Here, very good, we have correct answer as 3. So moving on, you have just now learned how to find degree of a polynomial, और हर बार ही अलग आंसर आ रहा था. कई बार 1 आ रहा है, 2 आ रहा है, 3 आ रहा है, 4 आ रहा है, 5 आ रहा है. सो हम क्या करते हैं, हम डिग्री के बेसिस पे पॉलिनोमियल को क्लासिफाई कर देते हैं. ठीक है. सो वी हैव अ सब टॉपिक हियर, classification of polynomial on the basis of its degree. First one we classify it as linear polynomial. Okay, let me write the mathematical definition down first. Okay, let's not write it first, try to understand it. But listen to this, if the polynomial has degree 1, then we say it as a linear polynomial. That's just crude way of saying it. ठीक है. अगर कोई भी पॉलिनोमियल है उसकी डिग्री 1 है तो वो एक लीनियर पॉलिनोमियल है. अगेन हम यहाँ पर सारे पॉलिनोमियल्स इन वन वेरिएबल की बात कर रहे हैं. तो अब सोच के देखो, 4x 5x प्लस 4 3y प्लस 10 4x square plus 8. Now here in these two expression we have to identify which of the following are linear polynomial. So what I have told you, that a polynomial of degree 1 is called a linear polynomial. Here we'll check the variable and its power is 1, so therefore it is a linear polynomial. Here we have variable as x, what is its power? Its power is 1, therefore it is also a linear polynomial. And here it is a variable in y, what is the power of the variable, what is the exponent? It is 1, therefore it is a linear polynomial. Here it is a variable in x, and what is the power? Power here is 2, therefore the degree of the entire polynomial is 2, therefore this is not a linear polynomial. Now if I ask you कि at most how many terms can you get in a linear polynomial. So let's try. Okay, I'm going to erase this part. Suppose take 4x. Okay, now it has already all the qualifications that are needed to be a linear polynomial. Let's suppose we start adding more terms. So if we add another term containing x, let's suppose 3x, then these two will get added up, so it will again become a single expression of 7x itself. So no point in adding the same kind of term, the term which has variable as x only. But we can't add a term which changes its degree. So now what we have in conclusion is that we can't add any more term which will contain the variable x with a degree 1, and we can't add any more term which has higher degree than that. So what we are left with only constants. So what we can add any constant like 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 19, plus 27, basically any number. So let us suppose you add any constant. I am writing that constant as k. K can be any constant. So what more number can you add? Now you can't add any more number. So that's how you get the general form of a linear polynomial, and it is written in books as ax plus b, where a is not equals to 0. Now I want you all to carefully understand why this a is not equals to 0. suppose if a becomes 0, ठीक है, if a is 0, which means we have the coefficient of x is 0, which will make the entire expression 0. So the very expression, yeah, the very variable term which was making the polynomial linear has now gone off. So we don't do that in mathematics. Okay, we don't take away something which defines the equation. So this is the general form of linear polynomial. Now let's get started with acha, what is b? B can be any number, any constant. You can write as any constant. Next one we have is the quadratic polynomial. And what's its speciality? That it has degree 2. ठीक है, so let's just write down 4x square plus 5x plus 6, 7x square, 8x square plus 9. These are some expressions which are of a quadratic polynomial. You can check in all of these that it is in a single variable and the highest power is 2. Therefore the entire expression has the degree 2 and hence it is a quadratic polynomial. Now again the same question I'll repeat to you guys. At most, how many terms can you get? So again, first we write the term that defines the quadratic polynomial. So write it down as, let us suppose it's any number, 5x square. Now we can't add any more term with a degree higher than that, so we'll add another with a degree lower than this. So suppose we add 3x. Now we have to remove this variable also. Suppose we add 6. Now we can't add any more terms. If we add any more terms without changing the degree, these all terms are just going to combine themselves and we'll get this form always. So this makes the general form of quadratic polynomial as ax square plus bx plus c, and again we have the condition here that a should not be equal to 0, because if a becomes 0 then the polynomial ceases to be a quadratic polynomial. So next we have is a cubic polynomial, and it's quite simple. Cubic polynomial, a polynomial with degree 3. Example, 4x cube plus 5x square plus 6x plus 7, and now I'm going to write its general form directly. It is of the form ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, and tell me the condition. I'm sure you can now all tell correct condition which should be followed, which is a is not equal to 0 and b c d can be any number, okay, any integers basically. So we'll cover up to only this much portion in today's session. In the next session we will be starting with zeros of a polynomial, and if the time permits maybe we'll cover remainder theorem also. So I hope you like the session. See you in the next session. Study well. Bye bye.